Hello, everybody. So, long time no see. It had been a crazy 3-ish weeks for us. Um, and so instead of trying to find the time to sit down and film and edit and upload a video, I just decided we might as well go live. Hey, Megan. So, this is the fastest way for me to get information out to you guys and to get a video up. So, this is what we're doing. I'm waiting for a few more people to hop on. Forgive the face. This is the look of a mom of a newborn. I probably have popcorn in my teeth. That's what I had for lunch just a minute ago. If he wakes up, I will show the baby at the end of this video. If he's still sleeping, I'm letting him sleep. Any of you moms will understand that. And I'm going to try to keep this short because I need to use this nap time for other things too. So I had lots of plans for YouTube, lots of plans for this holiday season, and my sweet little guy changed these plans. I was going to take a full weekend and just film and edit and get a bunch of content up and locked and loaded and ready to go. And he decided to come 13 days early. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about kind of an abbreviated birth story. I don't want to go into like major detail, but I know some people are really like interested in that stuff. And then we're going to talk about an update on me, an update on baby, and an update on kind of what I want to do with this channel for the rest of the year and kind of what our loose plans are for that. So let's see. Baby was due November 11th. And I went in, let's see, when was that? It was the 29th. I went in October 29th. Hey, Jill. And I was just going for a ultrasound, my third ultrasound. I had the regular 20-week ultrasound confirming gender and just getting a good look at all of his organs and parts and everything. Hey, Leilani. And then they didn't get a good picture of his spine then, so I had to go back in a couple weeks after that, get a second ultrasound. And then at 38 weeks, I had not 38 weeks, 37 weeks, somewhere around there. I had not gained any weight. And she was not that concerned because I'd been measuring pretty good the whole time. But she's like, I just want to make sure there's no reason, make sure that he's still growing, make sure your fluids are good, everything. My screen's dirty and it looks like I have something on my face, but it's just a screen. And so I had an ultrasound on the 29th of October and went by myself, dropped my kids off at a friend's house. Was just expecting to have an ultrasound and come home. And I went in, she was measuring things. I usually have really chatty ultrasound techs and she wasn't saying anything, which is a little disheartening, but finally at the end, she was like, well, thankfully I know how to like kind of read the screen so I could tell that he was measuring fine. But then at the end, she's like, so you should really have, yes, it is scary, Jill. She's like, you should really have at this point between 8 and 11 or 8 and 10, something units or liters or whatever of amniotic fluid. And she said, I found 1 on you. She said, when I looked really, really hard, I could maybe get 3 out. She said, if you don't have a minimum of 5, we might have an issue. And so I'm like, okay. Never had this problem before. I've heard it's rather rare. And so she went and got the doctor, not my doctor, but the ultrasound doctor. And she came in and she was like, yeah, usually when this happens this late in the game, since he's probably, his lungs are probably good because he was 38 weeks at this point. We usually try to go ahead and meet baby. And I'm like, okay, not on my plans for today, but okay. And so she's like, let me call your doctor and I'll be back. So she went out, came back, and she was like, yep, you're going to have a baby today. And I'm like, okay. I had nothing with me. My husband had his car like 45 minutes away. I was in my car. So I had to call him, call my mom. He wasn't answering. And I was a little bit terrified. They didn't say that anything was wrong with him. I could see his heartbeat, like he's good, but it was just like, this is not, if you know me, I'm a type A planner, and this was not on my plan for the day. And so I call my friend. I'm like, I think I have to be induced. Can you keep the kids? She's like, yes, go do what you need to do. I'll be fine. Um, yes, Jill, it was very scary, but I mean, it was cool, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, I had so many things I had to do this weekend. And so, and then I was freaking out. So I'm like, it's 2 days before Halloween. My kids are going to be so upset, all this stuff. And so my husband rushed, met me at the hospital. This was like, I don't know what time it was. My appointment, my ultrasound was at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I think by the time I got hooked up to everything, they started Pitocin. He got there, it was 10 o'clock. And then our little guy was born at 3:30. So all of my labors are pretty fast. I was only dilated to a 2 when I went in, and they gave me Pitocin, which I did not want Pitocin because I've had it 2 other times and did not like it at all. But went ahead and had the Pitocin because we had to. And yeah, he came totally healthy and happy. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Ashley. And he weighed 7 pounds, 4.5 ounces, was 21 inches long. Yes, my friend Jamie, like, she's been a lifesaver. I'm going to talk more about her in a little bit. But so yeah, he came out totally fine, totally fine. I was just like, what the heck's happening? So all of that. And then I get home. The first 2 days home, I feel great. And I took my kids a little bit trick or treating, like the day, like on the 31st, so 2 days after he was born. I just took them on one street. My husband did the rest of the neighborhood, but I was passing out candy. I was feeling great. And then like day 3, 4, somewhere around there, I started feeling really jerky. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but like, I was just like ultra reflexive and like, I don't know, no appetite. I just felt awful. And my husband was like, oh crap, because 2 other pregnancies, I have had high blood pressure postpartum. They call it postpartum preeclampsia, which doesn't really make sense because preeclampsia is high blood pressure while you're pregnant, but apparently it's a thing. I think it's more common now than it was when I had my first 10.5 years ago, because when I had it with my first, everyone was very confused on why I was back in labor and delivery. They're like, why are you here? What's happened? And then this time, before I even left the hospital, they're like, oh, this is something that happens. And I'm like, it must be more common now. Anyway, so I checked my blood pressure. It was elevated, called my doctor. She wanted to see me. She tried some things, and then I was just like, your blood pressure is getting too high. You need to come in. So came in, and what they do for this is they hook you up to magnesium if your blood pressure is too high, just to prevent it going so high that you get stroke level or seizure level, which with my first son, because I didn't know any of this, I got to stroke level very fast. Had to be taken by ambulance to the hospital. This time, because I knew what to look out for, I know, Jill, I wanted to hold him, but he is actually sleeping and I need him to sleep. And so this time I was at least on top of it. So when my blood pressure was like 180 over something, they're like, yeah, let's just give you the magnesium. If you've never been on magnesium, it sucks. It makes you feel really hot and achy. And for me, it makes me exhausted. Like I can't even, like I see double all the time. And like, I'm just like half awake. So you have to stay on it for a full 24 hours. And it's very like, it's just very weird, very weird. Because you just like feel half dead for 24 hours. And the unfortunate part was, yes, Jill, it kind of feels like you have a high fever, and they put these massagers on your legs to keep you from getting blood clots, and they get really hot and sweaty, and you're not allowed to get up out of bed, and it's just gross. But it brought my blood pressure down. And so, where was I? The thing that stunk about this, I'm glad it saved my life potentially, but it really affected our nursing. And this is the first time that I was like feeling pretty good about nursing, and it really tanked my supply, and we're still working on getting that back up. So that kind of stunk, but we're working on it. So I was in and out of the hospital for that. My mom was able to come in out of town and help me. She lives 7 hours away. So that was kind of a big deal. Um, and I had lots of other people like offering to help out. I had my YouTube girls on here who were sending me stuff. I had um, my friend Jamie that I mentioned who kept the kids, took them to church with her, brought us a gift card. I had people from church bringing us food, and we have been so, so blessed, guys. It's been a super humbling season and a season where I just have so much gratitude because I don't want to get emotional. I have been in places in my life where, whether it was by my own doing or whatever, just circumstances where I didn't have people around me. I didn't have my tribe. I didn't have people in my corner praying for me and helping me. Um, and just the way, like this whole year, because I had COVID and we had a really bad move and all of this stuff. This entire year has just been God, and my husband said the same thing, showing us that He's in control. And we can put our hope in our health, we can put our hope in our kids, we can put our hope in our spouse, but ultimately, our hope is in the Lord. Um, yes, Jennifer, I've heard of HELP syndrome. Yeah, all scary stuff, all scary stuff. Um, and so I don't know. God was showing us, because my mom didn't get to come as early as she wanted to. And because I went to labor early and she had other commitments. And like this whole time, it's just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And God is faithful every time. And it's like, why do we ever worry? Why do we ever, doubt that we're going to be taken care of? Because He's shown up every single time. And that's what this whole 2021 has been for us, is God showing up in the most unlikely ways. Like, who would have thought girls I met on YouTube would come in clutch and, be in my corner for me? But that's just the kind of work God does. So, where we are now, we are 3-ish weeks, 3.5 weeks. I don't know. Time doesn't exist anymore. The pressure is stabilizing. It is not back to normal yet. Yeah, Wendy, like, when has God ever forsaken us? And that's just so hard to remember in the moment. And there's this one moment that I want to talk about real quick, when I had to go back to the hospital because we were just praying that that would not be the case. I've had to get this magnesium with 2 other pregnancies, like I said, and just reminder to take my meds. And so we were just praying that I wouldn't have to go back to the hospital because it's so hard on everyone. It's just hard. And then my doctor's like, yeah, you need to come in. I'm sorry. And we're leaving, and my husband starts sobbing, and he doesn't cry, guys. I've seen him cry maybe 3 times, maybe. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, I'm sorry we have to do this. I thought it was like, he was like upset that we were having to go to the hospital. And he's like, it's not that. He's like, seeing our church and your friends step up the way that they have. He said, this is the church being the church. And he said, I've been in church my entire life. And he's always been in church. And he said, I've never seen this before. He said, I've never seen, my friend Jamie literally dropped everything. I called her crying because I said, they told me to go to the hospital. And she dropped everything. It was like 8 o'clock at night or something. And she came to my house, stayed the night with my kids, and took them back home with her the next day. And my husband was just blown away. He's like, I've always been in church, and I've just never seen people who honestly just laid down their lives, put their lives on hold to come and be there for you. And we were talking about, Katie, when she came and stayed the day and helped us pack and move, and Anna and all these different people. And he's just like, I had never seen that displayed in his 30 plus years. So it's just been a super humbling season for us. So my blood pressure is on its way down. I'm still medicated, but they're slowly weaning me off of the meds. I go in tomorrow to have that checked again. Baby is totally healthy and happy, and he was almost back at his birth weight at 2 weeks. He was just like an ounce shy, so he's doing good. My sister is getting married next month, with Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of this. It's going to be so fun. No, she's super low key, so it's going to be fun. But we've had wedding showers and stuff like that. So that is why YouTube just had to take a back burner. I was hoping to be ahead so that I wouldn't have to disappear, but the best laid plans, right? So here is kind of what our plan is for this channel. For the rest of the year, I hope to just go to one video a week. I know I'd like to keep the momentum of 2 videos a week going, but I just think for our family, this is the wisest decision right now. I need to be present with my newborn, and we got to get back in the flow of school. We've taken several weeks off school now. And so I need to focus my attention there. And then the holidays, we're having Thanksgiving and Christmas here and my sister's wedding. So I just have a lot on my plate. So we are going to aim for one video a week. And a lot of them will probably be lives. There's a couple that I've already filmed a lot of footage for, so I will probably try to get those edited. But I don't want to commit to filming and editing a bunch of videos when I probably just don't have time to. Because in all honesty, we're not sleeping still, and like I can't even like stay up late to do it like I usually do because there's a newborn. So, and then when January rolls around, we will kind of just reevaluate and see where we are, and hopefully go back to Ashley. Are you dabbing? Oh no, that's Jill. Jill's dabbing. I think that's what that emoji is. We're going to reevaluate then and hopefully go back to 2 videos at the beginning of the year, but we'll see if that happens or not. If the baby's doing well, I'm doing well, and we're back in our rhythm, then that's what we'll do. But I do have, Jill is a great dancer. I have video to prove it if anyone wants to see it, just saying. So coming up, I do have I'm going to talk about our newborn / holiday schedule, like our, like what our homeschool is going to look like, what our chores are going to look like, because this is going to be a crazy season the next couple months. And then I do have a day in the life already filmed that I might edit and upload. It's just about making learning fun. It was supposed to go up with a collab with Megan, but it didn't happen. And then I want to talk a little bit about our preschool philosophy. And I also have a collab coming up showing our stockings and what we're putting in our stockings this year. So I have lots of good stuff coming up. It's just going to look a little different, and it's only going to be once a week. So hopefully that'll all plan out. And yes, Jill, I'm super excited to hop back onto YouTube, and just bear with us. This is kind of a crazy season. I just kind of need to get myself healthy, get baby established, get my other kids back into the school routine because I had lots of plans for them. But when I came back from the hospital, I literally just kind of melted onto my couch, and those plans didn't happen. So we're going to be using a fun Christmas unit and kind of doing light school throughout the holidays, and then we'll just go full force in January. So I think I'm going to hop off here and go check on the baby. I'll post a video or pictures of him up on Instagram here in just a little bit when he wakes up. Sorry, I can't have him here right now, but with doing more lives, you will get to see him more. So be sure to be on the lookout for these upcoming videos, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you later.